so in the first couple sections on your test, are you listening? It deals with all these conversions between percents and fractions, fractions and percents, decimals and percents. All right, so number 1 says write the fraction or write the percent as a fraction. So again, 30 over 100 would reduce to 3 over 10. So that would be my fraction. Number 3, we're going to just kind of work through some of these odd problems. It says write the fraction as a percent. So 9 over 15 I convert to a decimal. And that decimal as a percent is what? 60%. Did you get that? Number 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 5, 40% of 356. Well, what do I do to find a percentage of a whole, of a number? What do I do? Just tell me. Change the percent to a decimal and multiply it by the total to get 142.4. You see, guys, on these initial sections on your quiz, I'm not worried about you showing your work. That's okay. There's really no work to show. We're doing this on our calculator. 6.3%, now as a decimal, well, a percentage is over 100, so that's dividing. So I'm moving my decimal to the left 2 places, 0.063. All right, any questions on these first couple problems? Like I said, your review sheet looks very similar to your test. So if you understand that, you should be prepared for your test tomorrow. Now, on number 9, the question reads, what percent of 90 is 20? I still had a select few students who are not using the formula. Okay? So, are you checking your review sheet? You should be looking at your review sheet. If I did not see a clearly set up formula here where you have a variable that you're solving for, okay, you don't get credit on these. Okay, now I gave you fair warning before the quiz yesterday that I have to see not only the formula being used, so here I use proportion, but I also have to see your cross products. 2,000 equals 90p. And now I have to see the division. Divide both sides by 90, and p is 22.2 repeating percent. On your quiz, you also had a repeating problem. I think it was number 3. I took several different answers, 33%, 33.3, repeating, not repeating. And I'll be flexible on your test as well. Okay, unless I specifically give you instructions, just write it with a repeating bar. No big deal. But I've got to see everything. A couple of you just, it was real all over the place. I couldn't even tell which method you were using. It was just kind of like chicken scratch off to the side, and you thought you had an answer. All right, now on number 11, it says, what number is 60% of 66? I had many people trying to do it this way. Oh, well, I'm just finding 60% of 66. I don't need to use one of my equations, one of my formulas. Well, the mistake that you made there is I want to see that you are solving for a variable and that you know which variable you're solving for. So sadly, on these problems, if you didn't show me the A equals, even if you got the right answer, you didn't get credit. Because you did not use one of the percent formulas, either the proportion or the percent equation. So that's not fair. Well, I kind of get what you're saying, but at the same time, I gave you fair warning, didn't I?
Yes.
I said, you've got to show it. You have to show it. So, don't do that on your test. Make sure you show all of your work. All right, so it is as easy as just change the percent to a decimal and multiply by the total, but you have to say A equals. Now, number 13 says 93 is 150% of what number? Guys, I'm good with this. Why? Because, hold on. I erased my B. And my 1. All right, because you have a variable in your original equation. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for you to be able to identify what am I solving for? B. Okay? So if you have that, then I'm fine. So you divide both sides by 1.5. And B equals 62. All right, now let's talk about your word problems. How'd y'all do on the word problems on the back?
Good.
On your review sheets?
Good.
Pretty good? Okay, in a town election, 5,985 people voted. This is 63% of the town's population who are registered to vote. How many people in the town are registered to vote? What you have to decide, percentage is easy. I know it's 63%. Is 5,985, is it the part of the total or is it the total?
Part.
It's the part. I know that it's 63% of the total, but it is not 100%. So 5,985 goes in for A, equals 0.63B. Now, some of you might have used the proportion. That's perfectly fine. Divide both sides. We both should have ended up with the same answer. 9,500 people were registered to vote. All right, so now let's look at number 16. It says your annual income is $78,000. Are you reading along with me? Last year you spent 25% of your annual income on your mortgage payments. How much did you spend on your mortgage last year? Again, I know my percentage, so is 78,000 part or is it my total?
Part of it.
Really?
Of the total. Sorry.
No.
It's the whole.
That's my total income. That's all my income, 78,000. What I don't know is how much of that income went to my mortgage payments. So A equals 0.25 times my total income. How much did I spend on my mortgage payments? Yeah, some of you got it. $19,500. Okay? So, guys, this is where, unfortunately, I cannot teach you every single scenario that you're going to see. What you have to be able to do is look at that number and decide, is this number a part of some bigger total or is it my total? If it's your total, it's your B value. If it's your part, it's your A value. And that's your test. What you see on your review sheet is what's going to be on your test. No surprises. Okay? So firm it up. Watch the video tonight if you need to. Do your quiz corrections and make sure you're prepared for your test tomorrow.